Okay, in today's topic, we discuss on similar shapes, and the learning objective is to show that two shapes are similar and also to work out the scale factor between similar shapes. And these are our key words we need to know. So before we embark on this, students should have covered work on scale factors and enlargement, simplifying ratio, and solving equation. Okay, now look at this. We notice that two shapes are similar if one is an enlargement of the other. Look at this. These two shapes are similar, so this one is just the enlargement of this. We enlarge this to have this. And also you know that the corresponding angles of similar shapes are equal. So if here is 90, here also must be 90. If here is 90, here also must be 90. So the corresponding angles are equal. So if I have this angle, maybe I have this angle to be 120. If this angle is 120, that means this angle also must be 120. The only thing is that the lengths are not just the same. We reduce this to obtain this, and we enlarge this to obtain this. So for us to find the similar this, we must first of all obtain what we call the scale factors. What we call the scale factors. Okay, now example, maybe I have here to be y, and here gives us a x, and maybe this side we have here to be 12 cm, and we have here to be like 8 cm. Okay, and maybe I have this side to be 6 cm, and maybe I have here to be z. Okay, and we are asked to find x, y, and z. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will always start from the known to the unknown. Now the known here is that this length is known and this length is known. So the two lengths that you know the value, use the two lengths to obtain the scale factor. So our scale factor here is the big shape divided by the small shape. So we have here to be 12 divided by what? 8. So if 12 divided by 8, we have that to be 3 over 2. That is 1.5. Okay, that gives us 1.5. So the scale factor is 1.5. So in this case, we can find any other side we have, since we have found the scale factor. So the most easiest thing to do here is that if we want to find the large side, we want to reduce it to the small size. The large size we want to reduce to small size, just divide it by the scale factor 1.5. Then if the small size we want to enlarge it to the large side, just multiply it by 1.5. okay, the scale factor. Now in this case, if I have here to be, okay, this one must have something here, or maybe if I set here to be 10. Okay, now for me to find the x value, here must have something. Maybe I have here to be 18. Okay, so for me to find the x value, the large side, the corresponding side is 18, and I want to reduce it to small size, which is x. That means that x will be 18. Since I'm reducing, I'll have to divide it by what? 1.5. So in that case, if I said 18 divided by 1.5, we have that to be what? 12. So this x will be what? 12 cm. See that? In the same way, if I want to find my y, since the small shape is 10, to find the large shape, I'll have to multiply it by the scale factor. That means that my y simply means the small shape is 10 cm. I have to multiply by the scale factor 1.5. So 10 multiplied by 1.5 will give us what? 15. Will give us 15. 10 multiplied by 1.5, that gives us 15. Okay, so the y value will be 15 cm, and the z value, since the large side is 6 and I want to give the small size, I will simply divide 6 by 1.5. So z gives us 6 divided by 1.5. So 6 divided by 1.5, that gives us what? That gives us 4. So here gives us 4 cm. So that's how we convert the enlargement to the small size, or the small size to the enlargement. Okay, let's look at this question here. It says that the two triangles ABC and DEF shown below are similar. ABC and DEF are similar. What is the scale factor that transform ABC to this? For me to find the scale factor that transfer this small shape to the large shape, I will use the known value, the known side. The known two side is, this side is known A, B is known, D, E is known. So I'll use the known side, divide the enlargement with by the small one. So that gives us that our scale factor, the scale factor simply gives us what? That gives us 15 divided by 10. 15 divided by 10. So we have that to be 1.5. So 1.5 is our scale factor. That's for this. Okay. Now the second one says, hence or otherwise calculate length EF. Length EF. This is length EF. We want to calculate this, and since we want to move from the small shape to the large shape, we need to what? Multiply it by the scale factor. So in that case, B will give us what? That gives us 8, multiply it by the scale factor 1.5. So if we multiply 8 by 1.5, we have what? So that gives us 12. See that? So this side gives us 12 cm. Okay, now the last one, hence or otherwise calculate the length AC. AC. Now we want to move from the enlargement to the small side. If we want to move from the enlargement to the small side, we have to divide it by what? By the scale factor. So that gives us what? We have this to be 18, because these are the corresponding sides. 18 divided by the scale factor 1.5. So that gives us that 18 divided by 1.5 will gives us what? That gives us 27. So this 18 divided by 1.5 give us what? Not multiply, sorry. 18 divided by 1.5. Okay, thank you. That gives us 12. So this side is 12 cm. That gives us what we have. Okay, now looking at the other one, here we have that here we have the P, R, Y and Q, R, X are straight line. Let's look at it. P, R, Y and the Q, R, X are straight line. Okay, they are straight line. X, Y is parallel to P, Q. X, Y, see the sign? They are parallel to P, Q. Okay, now work out the scale factor for us to work out our scale factor, as I said, we always start from the known to the unknown. Now the scale factor, from here we know that since there are straight line, this side here is what is corresponding to this side. This side there is corresponding to this side. So since we know the two values of the correspondent side, that means that we have this to be that the scale factors will be what? Will be 10 divided by 4, because they are the known value we have. The known side we have 10 divided by 4. So 10 divided by 4 gives us 5/2. That means 2.5. 10 divided by 4 gives us 2.5. Okay, so the scale factor we have is 2.5. Then next, we look at work out the size of ry. We are asked to work out the size of this, and we know that this size is corresponding to this side. So if we want to enlarge the small side, we multiply it by the scale factor. That means that if I want to find this side, I will multiply 3 ry, which now gives us 3 times the scale factor is 2.5. So 3 times 2.5 will give us what? That gives us 7.5. So that gives us 7.5. So here is 7.5 cm. Okay, now for us to work out the size of PQ, we want to work out this size. So for us to reduce this to this, we divide it by what? The scale factor, because we want to reduce. So PQ simply means 12.5 divided by the scale factor 2.5. So in that case we have 12.5 divided by scale factor 2.5. That gives us what? 5. So this side now is 5 cm. So that gives us 5 cm. So that's how we solve the problems of similar shape. Okay, so if you have any question, again, you let me know. And that gives us the end of today's topic. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.